Good day, everyone! We are the TeamPRA, and we are going to discuss to you about the research study that we prepared titled Learning Modalities in the Academic Performance of Grade 12 UM Student. But now, let's proceed to Ms. Pakalalad to discuss to us about the objectives of this study.
Hi guys, and now, let's proceed to objective of research. In our research, we have objective. Objective is the layunin in Tagalog, which is the purpose why we conduct this research. Due to the sudden change because of pandemic, as well as the learning situation, is now divided into two. These are modular and online learning modality. So this study focuses on investigating which actually is effective of the two modalities in the new normal for the student academic performance. In this study, it aims to determine what the preferred modality of the student. So, this is what exactly the unique or the suits the way they study. Number 2, investigate how the two learning modality affects the academic performance of the students. It is how does affect academic learning in their chosen modality. And for the last one, of course, we identify the challenges of the students face in the chosen modality. So in our research, it is our responsibility to identify the students' challenges in their chosen modality, whether it is the difficult way or easy way to affect their academic performance in our situation.
Good morning and good afternoon to our dear panelists. So let's proceed to our methodology of our qualitative research. Phenomenological method of research was employed to describe and analyze the socio-demographic profile of our respondents. A phenomenological study provides the necessary knowledge about the concept used in this study. Therefore, we, the researchers, select 6 UM students in Tansa National Trade School for the data collecting procedure. The researchers, use survey questionnaires to conduct an individual interview with our participants and ask 4 questions regarding to our study. The researchers is the one who holds the questionnaire and the interview in the prepared schedule for our participants. To conduct our data analysis, we, the researchers, use an interview questionnaires from the selected grade 12 UM participants that use for qualitative data. To conduct our data analysis, they need to answer the following questions to gather the data collection. So this is our strategy to conduct our data. Now, number 1 is personal interview will be used to understand the underlying reasons, opinions, and motivation that affect the preferred modality of the students. So number 2 is observation and in-depth interview will be used to determine how the two learning modalities affect the academic performances of the students. Number 3 is interview response will be used to describe the challenges of the student in their chosen modality. So that is our methodology in conducting a research data.
This chapter presents the research findings of the data collected from our study. The main source of data is the interview, supplemented by review of related literature and the theoretical framework of Lev Vygotsky and Jean Piaget's constructivism learning theory, together with the 5 learning education theory. The study focused on determining how the two learning modalities affect the academic performance of the students. It aims to, letter A, determine the preferred modality of the students. Letter B, investigate how the two learning modality affects the academic performance of the students. And letter C, identify the challenges the student face in their chosen modality. Now let's proceed to the highlight of the result. In the SOP number 1, because of the rise of the COVID-19 that causes the global pandemic, the Department of Education together with the Commission on Higher Education cope up with a new learning approach, the distance learning approach, which consists of two learning modalities. Those are online distance learning and modular distance learning. In our study, we found out that some of the students chooses online modality because they have the teacher that guides us through their learning process, while the others chooses the modular distance learning because they have the time to answer their modules whenever they want. And also, in the modular distance learning, the students have the chance to work to support the financial needs of the family.
In the SOP number 2, the result of the study shows that the new learning modalities are different when it comes to teaching and learning process. Those differences in teaching and learning process, both modalities affects the academic performance of the students. The study also shows that the students from only modality are more able to learn because they have synchronous class where there's an interaction between the student and teachers. However, factors such as poor internet connection, brain fogs, and learning environment also affects their academic performance. On the other side, students in modular modality are learning through given supplementary learning materials. The ability of the students to analyze and understand the lessons are being tested. The study also shows that the ability of the students to understand the learning materials affects the academic performance of the students. On the other hand, modular students take the opportunity to find some job to help their family. However, those jobs affects their academic performance too.
In the statement of the problem number 3, the creation of the two learning modalities to address quarantine issues and continue learning is a good way to achieve knowledge. However, there are still challenges the students faces in the both of learning modalities. The result of the study shows that students in the online distance learning main problems and challenges they encounter are the internet connectivity problem, which is common in the Philippines. Second is being computer illiterate, because some of the people are not super familiar when it comes to computer technology and computer knowledge. In modular distance learning, the main challenge that they face are first, time management, because some of the students in modular distance learning don't know how to manage their time properly. Some are working while studying, doing part-time jobs, and some are suffering from mental illnesses. And that is the end of the highlights of the result from our study from SOP number 1 to SOP number 3.
As a conclusion, based on the findings of this study, the following are concluded. In the two learning modalities that we've discussed, the online and the modular, a variety of factors influence students' academic performance. Students' learning depends on different circumstances, and every single student has his or her different issues that he or she facing in this time of pandemic. For that reason, a student's choice of modality depends on his or her life situation. Some are able to study in the morning and others are able to study and answer supplementary learning materials in the evening. Working while studying is a struggle to those students who is lack of financial support, especially when most of the people lost their jobs, including their parents. They don't have other choice but to work and provide the needs and necessities of their family. Additionally, being a student in a place far from civilization is difficult, and being a computer illiterate make those students disadvantaged. Because technology is now so often used in education, some find it difficult to keep up with the lessons and answer the activities that is given by the teachers. As a result, their grades dropped. On the contrary, the grades of the other students improved in this new normal because of being able to keep up with the school works on time. However, the outcomes of the study indicated that the COVID-19 pandemic has had a major influence on students' mental health, education, and daily routine. The COVID-19 related problems also bring to light significant issues and give a chance to assess alternative educational approaches. New regulations and recommendations in this approach would assist to minimize some of the harmful impacts while also preparing educators and students for the future health crisis. So, here are some of the recommendations. First, the COVID-19 pandemic has impacted the students' lives negatively. Many students are likely to experience stress, anxiety, and depression as a result of the situation at COVID-19. Thus, it is important to give emotional assistance to them. In addition, guidelines should be developed to anticipate the needs of vulnerable students. Improved healthcare administration must guarantee that mental health support is provided. Also, to avoid any disturbance to their studies, every student from online and modular modalities must have access to digital infrastructure, including appropriate internet connection and access to devices. Second, parents have a crucial role to play on guiding their children. There will have limited opportunities for students to connect with their teachers and classmates. As a result, their learning results may be impacted, and children who are unable to cope with the change may suffer unfavorable consequences. This is where families, especially the parents, should support their children and become significant in mitigating the effect of distance learning. Third, teachers must be properly trained in digital abilities, and student-teacher relationship must be enhanced. Since teacher and instructors must be trained and skilled to fulfill the goals of modular and online learning platforms, workshops and training sessions are required in order for them to provide the needs of the students and become more familiar with the learning modalities such as the modular and online. Teachers must be excited about creating relevant teaching tools that actively connect students and motivate them to succeed at their best. Lastly, the government should work with the telecommunication industry to guarantee that all students have the resources they need to attend online education. Since learners who have access to a computer as an online learning device benefit more than those who use smartphone, the government can take a more active role in providing or subsidizing computer investment for children who do not have one at home. However, local governments may seek the help of best educators to create clear and vivid learning material, which they can then make available to schools and students.